1 in 3 adults walking around right now has high blood pressure. Most of them don't know it. And of those who do know, most of them are managing it with pills they'll take for the rest of their lives. But what if there was something else? Something your body already knows how to do? Today I'm going to show you a 30-second throat exercise that research suggests can meaningfully lower blood pressure. Naturally. No equipment, no cost, no side effects. Stick with me. I'm going to explain the science, teach you the exact technique, and give you a complete daily plan so this actually works for you. But really quick before we dive in, if you're new here, welcome. This channel is all about giving you honest, practical health information that actually helps you make better decisions for yourself and your family. We are on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers, and every single person who joins this community genuinely matters to us. So, if you find today's video helpful, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it means the absolute world to us. Okay, now let's really get into it. Segment 2. Who this is. 4. Before we dive in, let me be clear about who this video is for. This is for you if your doctor has told you your blood pressure is elevated or borderline high. This is for you if you're already on medication and you want to support your treatment naturally, always in conversation with your doctor. This is for you if you're healthy right now but you have a family history of hypertension and you want to get ahead of it. And this is for you if you're just tired of being told, reduce stress and eat less salt, without anyone showing you a concrete, actionable tool that actually does something. Now, I have to say this clearly. This video is educational. I'm not a doctor. Nothing here is medical advice. Do not stop or change any medication without speaking to your physician. What I'm sharing is based on published research, but your individual situation is unique. With that said, let's get into the good stuff. Because the truth is, your body has a built-in blood pressure regulating system, and most of us have never been taught how to use it. Segment 3. The problem with how we think about blood pressure. Here's how most people think about high blood pressure. They think of it as a number problem. The number is too high, so we take a drug that brings the number down. Problem solved. But that model completely ignores why the number is high in the first place. Blood pressure isn't random. It's the output of a complex system involving your nervous system, your hormones, your kidneys, your blood vessels, and your breathing patterns. All of these are in constant communication. When your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight mode, what scientists call sympathetic dominance, your body does very specific things. It releases cortisol and adrenaline. It narrows your blood vessels, it increases heart rate, and it raises blood pressure. This was designed for short bursts of danger. Run from the lion, then relax. The problem in modern life is that the lion never goes away. Traffic, deadlines, financial stress, notifications, relationship tension. The body stays in that elevated, tense state for hours, days, years, and the blood pressure stays up with it. So here's the insight that changes everything. If sympathetic dominance causes blood pressure to rise, then activating the opposite system, the parasympathetic nervous system, can bring it back down. The parasympathetic system is sometimes called rest and digest. When it's active, blood vessels relax and widen. Heart rate slows. The kidneys release pressure-regulating hormones differently. Blood pressure drops. The question is, how do you turn it on deliberately? That's where your throat comes in. Segment 4. Your throat. The hidden gateway. Most people have never thought about their throat as a health tool. But anatomically, your throat is one of the most important zones in your body for nervous system regulation. Here's why. Running right alongside your throat, literally millimeters from your vocal cords and pharynx, is the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the 10th cranial nerve and the longest nerve in your body. It's the main highway of the parasympathetic nervous system. When the vagus nerve is stimulated, it sends a direct signal to your heart to slow down. It tells your blood vessels to relax. It reduces the release of stress hormones. In short, it puts the brakes on your fight or flight response. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Researchers have known for decades that you can stimulate the vagus nerve electrically, It's actually used as a medical treatment for depression and epilepsy, but you can also stimulate it naturally through specific throat movements, gargling, singing, chanting, and especially humming. When you hum, the vibration resonates directly through the throat tissue and stimulates the vagal nerve endings there. Within seconds, your heart rate begins to slow. Your blood vessels soften, your breathing deepens. That's mechanism number one. Mechanism number two involves a molecule called nitric oxide. When you breathe slowly through your nose, your nasal sinuses produce and release nitric oxide, a gas that acts as a natural vasodilator. That means it literally widens your blood vessels, reducing the resistance blood encounters as it flows, which drops pressure. A landmark Swedish study found that humming increased nitric oxide levels in the nasal passages by an extraordinary amount compared to quiet nasal breathing alone. The vibration appears to accelerate nitric oxide release from the sinus walls dramatically. Mechanism number three is baroreflex training. Your body has pressure sensors in your carotid arteries called baroreceptors. When they detect high pressure, they're supposed to signal the brain to turn the pressure down. In people with chronic hypertension, this reflex becomes sluggish. It stops working efficiently. Slow, rhythmic breathing has been shown in multiple studies to retrain and restore baroreflex sensitivity over time, meaning your body gets better at automatically self-correcting its own blood pressure. So this one simple practice, slow, humming breath, is hitting at least 3 independent mechanisms simultaneously. That's why it works. Segment 5. The research. Real studies, real results. Let's talk science. I'm not going to bury you in data, but I want you to feel confident that this isn't just wellness speculation. Study 1. Device-guided breathing. A device called Respirate was FDA cleared for blood pressure reduction. All it does is guide your breathing rate down to 6 breaths per minute using audio tones. Multiple clinical trials showed average reductions in systolic blood pressure ranging from 10 to 15 millimeters of mercury, comparable to the effect of some antihypertensive medications. The device does nothing except slow your breathing. You can do the same thing without a device. Study 2. Bhramari Pranayama. Bhramari is the ancient yogic name for the humming breath technique we're discussing today. A study published in the Asian Journal of Pharmaceutical and Clinical Research examined participants who practiced Bhramari daily for several weeks. Researchers measured statistically significant reductions in both systolic and diastolic blood pressure, alongside reduced heart rate and improved self-reported stress scores. Study 3. Vagal tone and heart rate variability. Research consistently shows that practices which increase what's called vagal tone, meaning they strengthen the parasympathetic response, lead to long-term reductions in resting heart rate and blood pressure. Humming breath reliably shows up in this literature as one of the most efficient vagal tone interventions available to the general public. Study 4. Nitric oxide and humming. Swedish researcher John Lundberg and his team published research showing that humming dramatically elevates nitric oxide output from the nasal sinuses compared to silent exhalation. This finding has been replicated and extended by other researchers interested in how nasal breathing affects cardiovascular health. Now, I want to be honest with you. These studies are real, but most of them are small. Blood pressure research is complex. Results vary between individuals. Genetics, medications, diet, sleep, all of these interact. No responsible researcher is saying humming alone cures hypertension. What they are saying is that this practice produces measurable, physiologically meaningful changes. And when you stack it with other healthy habits, the effect compounds significantly. That's the goal of everything we're discussing today. Segment 6. The exercise. Step-by-step tutorial. All right, let's actually do this. I'm going to teach you the exact technique, and then we're going to practice it together. So find a comfortable seat right now if you can. The setup. Sit upright. You can be in a chair with your feet flat on the floor or cross-legged on a cushion. Whatever is comfortable. The key is that your spine is tall but not rigid. Imagine a string gently pulling the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Drop your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Let your hands rest on your thighs, palms facing up or down, your choice. Close your eyes partially or fully. This isn't required, but it reduces external stimulation and helps you feel the vibration internally. The inhale, 5 seconds. We breathe in through the nose, not the mouth. This is important because nasal breathing is what triggers nitric oxide release. Breathe in slowly for a count of 5. Let the breath start in your belly. Feel your abdomen expand outward, then let it rise into your chest. This is a full, diaphragmatic breath. No straining, just slow, full, and easy. Host demonstrates. Inhales slowly through nose, belly visible, expanding. The exhale, 20 to 25 seconds. Here is where the magic happens. As you begin to exhale, keep your mouth gently closed. Place the tip of your tongue lightly against the roof of your mouth, or just let your teeth rest naturally together with a tiny gap. Now, from the back of your throat, produce a low, steady hum. Not a high-pitched hum. Not a tune, just a deep, continuous, resonant mmm. Let the sound vibrate. Feel it in your throat. Feel it in your chest. Some people feel it behind their eyes or in their skull. That's the nitric oxide mechanism activating in your sinuses. Your entire exhale should be this sustained, gentle hum. Aim for 20 seconds. If you can reach 25, wonderful. If you can only manage 15 at first, that's completely fine. Do not force it. Host demonstrates a full humming exhale, eyes closed, visibly relaxed. 1 full cycle. Inhale, 5 seconds. Exhale with hum, 20 to 25 seconds. That's 1 cycle, approximately 30 seconds. At 6 breaths per minute, the research-backed optimal rate, you're doing 2 cycles per minute. A 5-minute session means 10 complete cycles. That's your daily minimum target. Let's practice together right now. I'm going to guide you through 3 cycles. Close your eyes if you're able. Follow my pace. Host guides on camera, speaks each phase softly. Inhale through your nose, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now hum. Feel that vibration in your throat. Let it be low and full. Keep going. You're doing beautifully. Let the last bit of breath go, all the way out. Inhale again, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale and hum. Deeper this time. Feel it in your chest, your skull, your throat. Slow, steady, all the way. 1 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hum. This is your nervous system shifting gears, your blood vessels relaxing, your heart rate dropping. Stay with it, all the way out. Gently open your eyes. Pause. Host looks calmly at camera. How do you feel? That subtle warmth, that gentle heaviness in your limbs, that slight slowing of time. That is your parasympathetic nervous system turning on. That is your blood pressure beginning to drop. That happened in 3 cycles. Imagine what 10 cycles a day, every day, does over 2 weeks. Segment 7. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. Now let me talk about the mistakes people make when they start this practice, because getting the technique right is what separates people who see results from people who give up after a week thinking it doesn't work. Mistake number 1, breathing through the mouth. The nitric oxide benefit is nasal specific. If you're inhaling through your mouth, you're missing a key mechanism. Practice nose breathing even if it feels unusual at first. If your nose is congested, address that first with saline spray or steam inhalation before your session. Mistake number 2, making the hum too high-pitched. A high, thin hum doesn't produce the same depth of vibration or the same vagal stimulation. Practice making your hum as low and resonant as your voice allows. Feel it in your chest, not just your nose. Mistake number 3, rushing the exhale. Some people try to get the exhale over with quickly. This defeats the entire purpose. The longer your exhale relative to your inhale, the more parasympathetic activation you trigger. Be patient with it. Let it be slow. Mistake number 4, holding tension in your body. If your shoulders are up near your ears, if your jaw is clenched, if your hands are gripping your knees, your body is sending mixed signals. Consciously scan and release tension before you begin each session. Mistake number 5. Inconsistency. This is the biggest one. Doing this twice in a week and concluding it doesn't work is like going for a single run and complaining you're not fit. The research showing meaningful blood pressure reduction involves consistent daily practice over multiple weeks. Commit to it. Put it in your calendar. Treat it like the health intervention it is, because it is one. Segment 8. Your complete daily plan. Let me give you a complete daily structure so you can plug this in immediately. Morning, 5 minutes, non-negotiable. This is your most important session. Blood pressure spikes in the first 60 to 90 minutes after waking. Before you look at your phone, before coffee, before anything demanding, sit at the edge of your bed or in a quiet chair and do 10 cycles of humming breath. Inhale 5 seconds. Hum for 20 to 25 seconds. 10 times. Done. If you have a home blood pressure cuff, and I strongly encourage you to get one, take your reading before you begin and again 10 minutes after. Track it in a notebook or your phone. Your own data will motivate you more than anything I can say. Midday, 2 minutes. Optional but powerful. If you're in a stressful job, at the midpoint of your day, cortisol is often peaking. 4 cycles of humming breath, just 2 minutes, can reset your nervous system for the afternoon. You can do this in your car, in a bathroom stall, at your desk with headphones on. Nobody needs to know. Evening. 5 minutes. Wind down. Nighttime blood pressure is actually a more reliable predictor of cardiovascular risk than daytime readings. People whose blood pressure doesn't drop during sleep, called non-dippers, have significantly higher risk of stroke and heart attack. 5 minutes of humming breath before bed tells your body it's safe to downregulate. Pair it with dimmed lights, and you have a powerful sleep preparation ritual that benefits both your blood pressure and your sleep quality. Weekly check-in. Once a week, take your blood pressure at the same time of day, ideally first thing in the morning before any food or coffee. Record both numbers. Look at the trend over weeks, not days. The research shows meaningful changes typically emerge between 2 and 6 weeks of consistent practice. If you see progress, celebrate it. If you don't see movement after 6 weeks, that's data. Talk to your doctor and consider whether dietary or other lifestyle factors need addressing alongside this practice. Segment 9. Amplifying your results. The supporting framework. This exercise is powerful on its own, but if you want to genuinely move the needle on blood pressure naturally, these are the supporting factors that work synergistically with what you've just learned. Magnesium. Magnesium deficiency is extraordinarily common, and it directly contributes to blood vessel stiffness and elevated pressure. Foods rich in magnesium include pumpkin seeds, dark leafy greens, black beans, and almonds. If you eat a typical Western diet, you are probably not getting enough. Potassium and sodium balance. Your kidneys regulate blood pressure partly by managing sodium. Potassium helps your kidneys excrete sodium more efficiently. This means eating more potassium-rich foods, bananas, avocados, sweet potatoes, spinach, while moderating processed food intake, which is the main source of excess sodium for most people. Daily walking. 20 to 30 minutes of brisk walking most days has been shown in research to lower blood pressure comparably to some medications over time. If you breathe through your nose during your walk, you amplify the nitric oxide benefit we discussed. Nasal breathing during exercise is uncomfortable at first, but becomes natural within 1 to 2 weeks. Sleep. Chronic poor sleep elevates cortisol, suppresses melatonin, and chronically activates your fight or flight system. Your evening humming breath practice directly supports sleep quality. Aim for 7 to 9 hours with a consistent sleep schedule. This is not optional for cardiovascular health. Social connection. This one surprises people. Loneliness and chronic social stress are independent risk factors for hypertension. The vagal tone we're developing through this practice is also strengthened by face-to-face connection, laughter, and feeling genuinely safe around other people. Don't underestimate this. Segment 10. Closing. The bigger picture. Here's what I want to leave you with. High blood pressure is not just a number on a machine. It's a signal from your body. It's your nervous system saying, "I've been in emergency mode for too long. I need help coming back down. This throat exercise is one of the most direct, evidence-informed ways to answer that signal. You're not suppressing a symptom. You're working with the actual physiology that produces the symptom. 30 seconds per cycle. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. That's 10 minutes a day. I am willing to bet that 10 minutes a day is less time than you spend scrolling, less time than you spend worrying, and far less time than you'll spend in doctors' offices if hypertension goes unmanaged. This works because your body is designed to regulate itself. You just needed to be handed the tool. So here's what I want you to do right now. First, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the follow-up videos on breathwork, natural cardiovascular health, and the mind-body connection. Second, share this video with one person you care about who deals with blood pressure issues. One share might change someone's health trajectory. Third, go try this tonight. Not tomorrow. Tonight. Before you sleep. 10 cycles of humming breath. And in the morning, take your blood pressure reading before and after your session. Then come back and tell me in the comments what you notice. I read every comment. I'll be here. Take care of your heart. In every sense of that phrase. See you in the next one.